Hey Rebels, how you doing? It's Lorraine. Today I wanted to share with you, since it is the fifth day of Halloween, so excited, I want to share with you one of my favorite spreads to do during the season. I have a couple of them that I use that are theme specific and really fun, but the one I'm going to share with you today is called the Wicked Web of Ghouls Tarot Spread. And I'm going to show you the spread map on PowerPoint and walk you through everything, and then I'll actually do a reading for you with it. Cool, right? With one of my Halloween themed decks, of course. All right, I'm going to see you on the other side. Because it is the fourth day of Halloween, I wanted to share with you the Wicked Web of Ghouls spread. I just think it's really fun during the season, the month of October, to break out my fun themed decks for Halloween and then do some spreads that go along with them. So this one that I'm going to share with you is really fun for Halloween gatherings, and especially if you pair it together with one of your themed decks. You're going to notice some similarities to other spreads that you have done in the past, I assure you, but it's just twisted up a little bit to be hauntingly fun. It was designed by Jay, my partner, and I in one of our behind the deck sessions. We get together every Monday and Tuesday and chit chat about tarot. We call it Cards and Cocktails. And this is one of the things that came out of one of those meetings, and I just think it's delicious amounts of fun. So I'm excited to share it with you. Okay, so we're going to have 10 cards in this particular spread, and I'm going to show you how they map out and then go through each of the positions for you. The first position is called the web you are in. So this is really going to be the present energy, what has you, what's stuck all around you, right? Card position 2 is the crossing card. It's going to be what haunts you. So what's coming at you that's really on your mind and standing in your way. Card position 3 is what lurks beneath you. So what's going on beneath the surface? What is influencing you even though you may not realize it? So this is kind of a subconscious position, almost like what's coming up from the grave, but you can't see what's there. Card position 4, what is now dead to you? This is behind you, you're over it, you don't even need to think about it anymore. Buried and done. Card position 5, this is where your flashlight is pointed. So this is what you can see up ahead, or at least what you think you see up ahead in front of you, because as we all know, in the dark, things lurk around us and we make things up in our heads, don't we? So this is what you think is up ahead in front of you. Card position 6, is actually what's creeping up on you. So this is what's coming. It may not be what you see with the flashlight, but it's what's creeping up on you. It's what's coming up next. 7, this is the costume you show up in. This is how you are presenting yourself to everybody else this season at the parties, okay? 8 then is how are you received at the party? So how are others thinking that they see? What do they think your costume is, and how does it affect them? You're going to find out here. Card position 9, this is what possesses you. You can't get it off your mind. It's constantly there. It takes all of your energy. In fact, you may not even realize that it's possessing you, that it is fully you. This is like the Exorcist moment, right? She doesn't want to be possessed, but she is. We don't necessarily want to be possessed by this, but we are. So this is where all of our energy and effort is going. And the final card in this spread is really what's going on for you. Is it going to be trick or treat? So this is like your regular outcome card, okay? And I'll go through a reading with you next. I don't necessarily read all of these cards in order. I never really do. I read what shows up for me that's really interesting to me. I look for patterns. It's real fun to kind of read from 3 through 1 and 2 up to 5. So what lurks beneath you influences your current situation and then what you think you're going to see up ahead of you. The same way that what's dead to you can be what's long gone in the past, and then you've got these obstacles going on in your present and what's actually coming up for you next, so you can kind of feel the trajectory of what's going on for this haunting season. Okay, so really pick out whatever it is that you like, whatever patterns you usually read with. I hope that you'll enjoy the Wicked Web of Ghouls spread and the reading that I've done for you next with the Halloween Tarot. So because this is a super fun Halloween spread, I don't normally make, big ritual of things or make a big fuss or do a whole lot of quote unquote entertainment with my reading. But I'll go ahead and do it today because I do think it's just a little bit fun since we're talking about Halloween, we're talking about a theme spread, and we are talking about the Halloween Tarot, so also a theme deck. So again, I'm doing the Wicked Web of Ghouls spread. So this is the web you are in. This is what haunts you. This is what lurks beneath you. This is what is dead to you now. This is where your flashlight points up ahead. This is what's creeping up on you. This is the costume you showed up in and how you will be received at the party. This is what possesses you. And let's see, will it be trick or treat? Ooh. Okay. So like I said, I don't normally go through that process, but I think because this is super fun, I went ahead and went through it with you, so it should mirror what I showed you in the PowerPoint presentation, and let's just see what's going on for everybody. So I really just asked about the energies of the audience for the month. And I don't always necessarily go in order when I'm reading something, and I will say this. When you're just looking at a theme deck like this and we have a lot of things that are going on, it's a little bit more difficult to see the themes pop right out at you. So it's not always immediately obvious. Actually, let me see if I can pull my camera up just a little bit. Okay, that should be a little bit better. We should be able to see all of the cards now and get a sense of what we have going on. As a reminder, the Halloween Tarot offers suits of imps for wands, bats for swords, pumpkins for the pentacles, and ghosts for cups. Okay, so we have a lovely spread of all of those, but one of the first things I want to point out in your little wicked web of ghouls is you have 3 threes. 3 of imps, 3 of bats, 3 of pumpkins. This is definitely a time of activation for you. It's a launch point. We are starting something new in the month of October. And that makes a lot of sense given that Pluto was retro and now it's gone direct, right? And so we have a period of rebirth coming up. So this is kind of, we've completed a lot so far this year. We're going to be moving forward with something new, okay? Let's just take a look at the web you're in and what haunts you. And I don't always read these in order, but I want to show you these. So here's the web you're in. I'm thinking that that probably feels very familiar to you right now. It just seems like many of us, and I love how the little black cat goes throughout this deck, many of us are in a storm. We're in a bit of a heartache. Everybody's thoughts are a little bit different. You might be feeling like you're outside the group. You know, they stand for one thing and you stand for something else, or perhaps they stand for each one of the sides that's going on right now in the world and you stand for either neither or both. How does that sound? Regardless, you're feeling a little bit outside of the inner circle. That's the web you're caught in. So what is it that's haunting you? It's the Hierophant. It's that you're tired of tradition and yet you still seek some spiritual guidance. So there's something much bigger for you in life. You know that. It's part of the reason that you are sitting on the outside of this. These two are energies of followers. We have them showing up again here, following the Hierophant. Here, sitting next to the Hierophant. Even 2 sets of keys on this particular Hierophant. Okay? So what's haunting you is that they seem to be perfectly happy with the establishment, and yet you are still feeling like you want to get out of that web, that it's the establishment or the energies of the establishment or tradition or whatever it's going on in the world as it relates to your spirituality or your absolute existence right now is actually haunting you. Okay, does that make sense? It's a big time. It's a very, very, very big time for us on Earth. I'm not telling you anything that you don't know there. What lurks beneath you? You know, you've been duped lots of times. We all have. This is the 8 of Bats. It comes in reversed. So when she's upright, it really is about not seeing because of your own illusions, right? It's your own thoughts that held you, that your own thoughts that are keeping you bound. When she comes up reversed, I think what happens is that you've released some of the things that bind you. You have seen through some of the false illusions that you have on your own, and now you've become awakened. And it's that awakening, really, that's causing you this difficulty. saying, yes, but what I was taught, what I have learned, what I thought was safe and good and wonderful isn't aligning with me anymore. I don't resonate with this anymore, and I'm feeling like I'm on the outside. I'm feeling like I'm a little bit left out. So what you fully expect, this is the flashlight. This is where your flashlight is heading, okay? You fully expect the two of imps here, that there is going to be continued fighting, and that you are going to be kind of the person in the middle that has to say, hey, let's all separate ourselves just a little bit. Let's recognize that we're all part of one greater purpose on this earth. But there's still going to be two sides kind of going at it, two views to everything. And that doesn't necessarily just mean politically. I think in lots of ways we're having a battle between masculine, feminine, two sides politically, conscious, subconscious, lots of things going on for us. And you're going to be standing in the middle trying to figure that out. So it still feels to you like what's up ahead is going to be more fighting, okay? More, let me put it this way, more conflict, more, see how the two of them are coming together and they're just kind of fighting each other off. So, and interestingly enough, I want you to look at this. This is one of the ways that I read intuitively. I think even though these two figures are fighting, excuse me, I touched the camera, are fighting or not seeing eye to eye, they actually are seeing eye to eye. And if you look at this, they really are shaping a heart, aren't they? So they're actually two sides of the same love, probably have very, very common interests. And I want you to see what's creeping up on you next. Okay, so you're expecting maybe that this looks unpleasant, but look at this. Look at this, the Three of Pumpkins. This is definitely another activation point, a coming together, a consultation, a mastery of your skills. And look at the pumpkins here, how they are smiling. Okay, so we've put these two little imps, the bats from earlier, up into the gables up here. We've moved them off to the side. They may still be available. There's going to be a lot of coming together for you, a lot of teamwork, a lot of actually far more connection than what you're expecting. Okay? So let's take a look at what is dead to you now. You're over it. You are over it. You are over the petty fighting, the not seeing eye to eye, the everybody. My gosh, this just feels like every little ridiculous Facebook post that's ever been out there about anything. Nobody really standing by any one thing, but kind of standing by their own thing. They don't realize that they're all the same. It's just semantics. We all have a lot of semantics going on. So you're over it. You're over the conflict. You're over the petty fighting. You're over the littleness because you are ready to rise above. How did you show up at the party? What is the costume that you're wearing? The beautiful page of ghosts. You really are showing up as a student of relationships, connections, emotion, imagination, creativity. There's an innocence here to the costume that you've chosen to show up in, okay? I think you've chosen to show up to the party right now in this manner so that you will be better received. Okay, so that you will be an energy of innocence and joy and love, and saying, hey, you know what? Let's just all get along. Let's all just take a look at this little fish in our cup and say, everybody has a voice. Everybody's worth listening to. Everybody's worth considering. So it's almost like you come in clean slate in this beautiful ghost costume. I love that for you. I love that for you. And will you look at this? You come with a voice. You come with a message. There's this beautiful little envelope here. You have something to say. You have something that you would like to invite people to consider. This is your voice in a beautiful package, and you have been a student of that, and you're showing up as that, and you are there to offer that to people. So how are you going to be received at the party? Well, some folks are going to be just a little upset that you have upset the apple cart. What do you mean you're starting over? What do you mean you're taking a new perspective and you love everybody, and you're being this wonderful creative connection? This is the Ten of Pumpkins. So upright, that feels, this is the Pentacles. Feels very much like, here's all the things we've done our whole life. This is the way we've established it. This is the way that we do it. Follow that tradition. Now remember, what was crossing us was the tradition of the Hierophant. So now other people are seeing you this way, reversed. Gahaha! You're throwing everything upside down on its head. We're not quite sure what to do. I don't know what to do when I'm going for this pumpkin and he's ahead, he's above me he's below me instead of above me. All right, they're just feeling like you turned everything around a little bit, but also that you are breaking through some walls by doing what you're doing. So it's unexpected to them, and they see you as someone has upset their world. So that may or may not feel very good to you right now, right? And then the final one that we have here is what possesses you. Ooh, before I give you your trick or treat, what's possessing you is the Three of Imps or Wands. And again, we can see the separation, the two sides, masculine, feminine, two sides of politics, conscious, unconscious, that are standing here saying, no, 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 no. We have always been this way. We want to always be this way. And you with a brand new idea. Look at how they have the fire. You have the brand new leaves, right? And new stars that are leading the way. And the cat kind of sitting by your side, looking off into the distance, you looking off into the distance, okay? What possesses you is that you want to let it go. You want to let it go. You want to share your voice. You want to share what new growth you have in this world. And you have this great hope that it's going to come back to you. The flip side of that, what possesses you is you're not feeling like that's going to work. Like if you actually do this, if you focus on yourself, if you focus on love, connection, relationships, doing your own spiritual journey, that it won't be enough to show up into this world. Okay, so that's what's possessing you right now. Trick or treat, let's find out. The Six of Pumpkins. I love this for you, for us, for all of us. This very much feels like a treat. This very much feels like a charitable expression. This very much feels like everybody getting what is their due. So even though the witch here is focused on the cat and we have the ghost here in line, it's still, there's plenty in her cup to offer to everybody. She looks very, very sublime, very calm and peaceful. And I think, this Halloween, what this brings to us is an opportunity to give back and an opportunity to receive. So I think what we're seeing out there, and again, three predominant figures here. Again, always we have the cat, but three predominant figures here that show, once again, a coming together of the threes. Okay, so you've got a lot of teamwork. You've got a lot of threes coming up in your experience. Continue to be who you are meant to be. Go ahead, show up to the party as the Page of Ghosts. Be innocent. Start clean slate. Do everything with love. Throw it out there, because you know what's coming back for you? Treats. No tricks here, folks. Treats. You are all going to be able to give, receive, and others who need are going to experience the exact same thing that you are. Okay? So this is the Wicked Web of Ghouls spread. I could go on and on, as I always like to go on and on. Oh, here was our root card. I always turn over the deck and show you the bottom, and we got the Fool reversed. So I know this feels a little topsy-turvy to you. The whole idea of not engaging in the madness around us feels topsy-turvy. I just had a reading about this yesterday. This energy just keeps coming up for me, folks, so I'm just going to go ahead and share it with you because it's showing up for me, is that we might feel like what we're doing is a little bit foolish. If we take this leap of faith, if we walk away and we don't choose a side, or we don't share our voice strongly enough in one way or another, that somehow we're not supporting that which we really love. So I just want you to consider that. I'm sure it might feel just a little bit wonky to you, but again, what's coming up is actually a coming together of energies. All of these threes show a coming together of the energies to be able to have a new team and a new energy of giving and receiving and peace and confidence and joy. Really is exactly what I see. So you've risen above your illusions to come to this place, and you are about to get your just due. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, I used today for our reading the Halloween Tarot, created by Kipling West, and it's done by US Games, and I highly, highly recommend you rush out and get it. There's plenty of time to be able to use it for the season. All right. Thanks so much, guys.